Hello everyone, welcome back to another class. This is almost the last video from the series of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. We have still now whatever we have studied, let's just look into this. All the events of double fertilization and the post-fertilization changes. What are the changes of pre-fertilization events, like from the androecium, all of these things are happening, and how the double fertilization, that is the syngamy, fusion between the male nucleus and the egg cell, and the fertilization between the male nucleus and the 2N central cell or the polar nuclei is happening. About all of these things we have studied. This is a clear-cut chart which you can take as a note of double fertilization events. Now we know that this is the general or normal thing which normally occurs in the plants. Now something happens which are little bit of abnormal side or little bit of exceptional side. Those events are termed as parthenocarpy, apomixis and polyembryony. So in this video we are basically going to talk about this parthenocarpy, apomixis and polyembryony. So let's begin. First topic is parthenocarpy. So in the parthenocarpy event, what will happen? In general, what happens? To produce the fruit, fertilization is very much necessary or required. But when without fertilization, the fruit formation will take place. That means no fertilization event will take place for the formation of the fruit. That event is considered as parthenocarpy. No fertilization will occur. That means no pollination will take place, as well as there will be no fertilization. As there will be no pollination, no fertilization. So in this case, normally the fruits which are produced, those are seedless. So seedless food production. The fruits will be seedless in nature. All the fruits, whatever will be produced, those will be seedless in nature. There will be no production of the seeds. And what are the advantages of parthenocarpy, that I am talking after a while. So just see here that this is the event of parthenocarpy, that is production of fruit without fertilization. That means production of seedless fruit without fertilization. That is called as parthenocarpy. Now here comes another term that is called as parthenogenesis, and people often get confused between these two terms. They think that as both of them are termed together same to same, so they often think that maybe these two are same, but which is actually not. There is a little bit difference between parthenocarpy and parthenogenesis. In case of parthenogenesis, from the unfertilized egg, remember, this is very important point. From the unfertilized egg cell, the whole organism body will be produced. The body of whole organism or the whole organism will be produced without fertilization or from unfertilized egg. And as from the unfertilized egg cell, the whole organism can be produced. So this event can happen in both the plants and animals. So in the second point, we can differentiate between the parthenogenesis and the parthenocarpy, as this can occur in both the plants and animals. What are the examples of the plants and animals in this case? We can consider the family Solanaceae, which shows the parthenogenesis. And in case of animals, we can take the example of worker bee or the drones. Worker bee or the drones. This is a very common example in case of animals. So it's obvious that as the fertilization event is not happening, so what will happen? Whatever plant or animal species will be produced, those will be very, very weak in nature. So this is about the parthenogenesis. But in case of parthenocarpy, that will occur only in the plants. That is occurring only in the plants. Only for plants. This parthenocarpic event is restricted. Now, what are the advantages of parthenocarpy? Why this parthenocarpy will be there? Now, in case of parthenocarpy also, there are basically two types of parthenocarpy. If we will see there, then there are two types of parthenocarpic event. In one case, that is considered as vegetative parthenocarpy, and in another case, we can say that this is a form of artificial type of parthenocarpy, where we are by spraying some growth hormone like auxin, gibberellin, we can make the fruit without seed. Okay, so that type of parthenocarpic event also can occur. In case of vegetative parthenocarpy, without the seed, the fruits can be produced, like in case of banana. Okay, we can find this type of fruit. And in case of another type of parthenocarpy, where we cannot find any kind of, after sprinkling some growth hormone, by giving some sort of growth hormone like auxin and gibberellin. Basically, these two growth hormones are being sprinkled over the fruits which we want to become parthenocarpic in nature. The fruits which are produced by this way, that is considered as parthenocarpic fruit. Now, by spraying the auxin, we can find grapes which are considered as Thompson's grapes also. So, on the grape, if we will spray the auxin, then the grapes can be produced without formation of seed. In case of tomato, if we spray the gibberellin on the tomato, then we can find the tomato as the seedless fruit. Now, what is the advantage? Why do we need the parthenocarpic fruit? This is obviously what is the importance or what is the usage. The parthenocarpic fruits, in case of parthenocarpic fruits, as there is no more formation of seeds, so what will happen? From the normal fruit, the edible portion is much more in the parthenocarpic fruit, as well as what is happening, as there is no seed. So for making any kind of prepared food or the ready-made like jam, jelly, that type of food making process will be much more easier, because there is no that is very much easier. No more messy work, or that will take a very less time, that will not take very much time to find out that where are the seeds, then we have to throw them out. Okay, so to take the pulp outside, we don't have to do that. One step will be lesser in such cases. So works will be very much easier and simpler. Okay, so this is the event which occur during the parthenocarpy, and these are the basic importance of the parthenocarpic fruits. This is all about the parthenocarpy. Now let us move ahead into the next topic, that is Apomixis. If we will split the term Apomixis into two, then we can get apo and mixis. Apo means without or no, and mixis means we can say that without the mixing of the gametes. So mixing of gametes, we can say that mixing of gametes. So without mixing of gametes, when there will be formation of the seed, that means without fertilization, formation of seed, that event is considered as apomixis. So we can say that no fertilization will give rise to seed. No fertilization will give rise to seed, as well as inside the seed what is there? Embryo. So without fertilization, the seed or the embryo will be produced, that is considered as apomixis. Now, how these seeds or the embryo can be formed without fertilization? Because normally with the fertilization event, that will lead to the formation of the embryo, and in such cases ovule will be converted into the seed. But in this case, as the fertilization event is not happening, so how the embryo can be formed? Either from there are three types, or we can say that there are three chances from where the embryo can be formed. In one case, from the megaspore mother cell which is present inside the ovary. We know megaspore mother cell is diploid in nature. Now, suppose some we can say abnormal event is happening, due to which reason there will be no meiosis cell division. Normally what happens? From the megaspore mother cell, that will undergo meiosis cell division and give rise to 4 haploid cells, megaspore cells. Out of that 4 haploid megaspore cells, from 1 megaspore cell, embryo sac formation will occur, right? But in this case, this will not undergo any kind of meiosis cell division. As there will be absence of meiosis cell division, so they will do mitosis. They will show mitosis cell division. Now we know what is the other term of mitosis cell division, that is equational division. So what will be the resulting cell? If we will say that embryo is forming directly from this way, that will also be of diploid in nature, because now it is doing the equational division or the mitosis cell division. Okay, so that is considered as embryo cell, which will be also diploid in nature, and this event can be considered as under diplospory. Okay, this can considered as diplospory. Another event can take place, from the nucellar cells. The embryo can be formed. Nucellar cells, the embryo formation can take place. Nucellar cells are also diploid in nature. From here, directly the embryo can be formed. The seeds can be formed. So that condition is considered as apospory. Apospory. And both of these events are coming under the event which is considered as agamospermy. Agamospermy means without agamospermy. Why am I writing this like this? Because a means without, there will be no. Gamo means marriage, there will be no marriage. Okay, spermy. So there will be no marriage in between the gametes, male and female gametes. There will be no fertilization, no marriage, no fusion, nothing will occur. That will lead to the agamospermy event. Agamospermy event can be consisting of both the cases where the embryo can be formed either from the diploid megaspore mother cell, or the embryo can be formed from the diploid nucellar cells. Okay, both of these can be happened, which are coming under agamospermy. Other than that, there is also another term which is used like adventive embryony. Okay, which is used as adventive embryony. So let me just write it down here, adventive embryony. Another name for adventive embryony is recurrent apomixis. We can say them like recurrent apomixis. So what is the meaning of recurrent apomixis or adventive embryony? What is the meaning of that? That is formation of the embryo from any of the sporophytic cells. This is very important. From any one of the sporophytic cells which are diploid in nature, from here the embryo formation will take place, which will also be diploid in nature. Now sporophytic cells means any other cells exception to the embryo sac cells. Any other cells other than the egg cells. When the embryo formation will take place, the sporophytic cell will directly be converted into this type of embryo. Then they can be considered as, that event can be considered as adventive embryony or the recurrent apomixis. So these are basically the two types of apomixis which are found. Apart from these two types, there is also another type which is considered as apogamy. Okay, there is also another type which is considered as apogamy. So here also, from the gametophyte without any kind of meiosis cell division, from here directly the sporophytic plant body will be produced. In this case, from the gametophytic plant body, directly the sporophytic plant body will be produced. So that is considered as apogamy. So these are the these are the basic types of apomixis event. Okay, that is without fertilization, how the seed formation can take place. These are the different parts. Now in all of the cases, we can find that these will lead to the formation of more than one embryo. So formation of more than one embryo, that event is considered as polyembryony. Now polyembryony, this condition can be seen in case of citrus, in case of cycas, pinus, onion. We can find this type of event. The nucellar cells also can protrude inside the embryo sac and they can be converted into the embryo. In that way, more than one embryo can be formed. In some other cases, like in case of onion, the antipodal cells, synergids, that can be converted into the embryo, and in that way polyembryonic condition can be happened. Now what are the importance of these two events? In case of hybrid seed production, we know in case of agriculture, this is very important to form the hybrid seed to increase the yield of the crop variety, as well as to get much more good characteristic from the crop yield, right? So that is very costly process to make the hybrid seed. That is very costly process, as well as to maintain them. Like we are inducing some character into the plant and hybrid plants are being produced. Now we are trying to grow them on the crop field. We are growing them. After that, in the next generation, we have to find out that where are the characters among all the plants, because all the characteristic features will be segregated in such cases. But in the Apomixis, as we can see that there is no fertilization event happening, that's why there is very less chance of getting mix up of some outside character inside it. So whatever character we want to induce, we can induce them and we can wait for so many generations without any changes. So that will be very much cost effective also, as well as less messy and very much easy process. That's why Apomixis is very important event, and scientists are actually searching for the genes which are responsible for happening this Apomixis kind of thing. And from both the process, from polyembryony and from the Apomixis, you can make multiple clones of a specific individual, which is also very important for the research field and as well as for the agricultural purpose. Okay, and in case of polyembryony also, whatever plants are produced, by that way, these are less prone to be affected by some infectious organism. That is also another importance of polyembryony event. So here I am wrapping up my lecture of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and if so, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and keep on watching my videos. Thank you.